Hello everyone, Marvel DC Extension Wrestlers here, and today I'm going to give you guys my theory as to who is this guy in this black suit. So let's get started. Now, judged from DC Comics Arrowverse, it's said that this is Tom Cavanaugh in what appears to be a reverse Flash suit. A black reverse Flash suit. Now, he says that this could possibly be Daniel West reverse Flash, but I'm starting to not really believe that. Given how the Flash season 7 and 8 went, with season 8 first having the Black Flame before turning into Ghost Rider or Deathstorm, I feel like they're not doing they're not doing Daniel West. Now here's my predictions. I think the suit isn't CGI. Maybe just because, I don't know, maybe they had Tom Cavanaugh because maybe the idea is maybe this is someone like in CGI form, like Savitar essentially. So maybe that's what they're doing. Where I believe when they were filming Savitar, they had to have like a person wearing a suit and then obviously cover in CGI. I think that's what they did with Savitar. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, Flash first watched The Walking Dead, so sorry Flash just had to expose you, buddy. Anyways, let's be honest, let's do backtrack. Now here are my predictions as to who this villain is. Now I'm gonna go from different franchises, more likely from Marvel, DC, and Walking Dead. I'm not going with Image Comics because I don't really think they have a lot of villains that would really work for Flash. So let's start with The Walking Dead first. Alright, so the first one is Thomas Richards. Now, for those who are not familiar with this character, this is a serial killer in the Walking Dead universe who has an obsession with decapitating women, essentially, females. And this is kind of evidenced by the fact that he decapitated 2 young children in the prison arc. I won't even show a picture of it because it's not that, well, it's disturbing. And I've read it online, obviously, and it's disturbing. But I think this is one of the main reasons I think the Flash could actually work with this villain. They could have him, maybe Thomas is obsessed with like Allegra, Caitlin, Miana, maybe Miana if she's coming to the show. We know Miana Dumont is coming to the show around season 8, so maybe she's trying to help Team Flash battle Thomas Richards. Yeah, but because of the fact that Barry obviously is not going to allow this, I also put out Iris as well. But because Barry's not going to allow this to happen, Thomas becomes more and more obsessed with like female speedsters, like Jesse Quick, Miranda Wan, etc. He becomes so deranged and obsessed with them that Barry can't even beat it because of the fact that Barry tries to help him, but he can't. And this just elevates his more obsession with like Allegra, Iris, etc. He just becomes more and more deranged and obsessed. So that's one villain I'm pretty sure could actually work pretty well, judging from what I just said. The next villain I have is Negan. Now the reason I say Negan is for one main reason. Negan technically takes away like half of the stuff from other communities in the Walking Dead universe. Like when he did with the Kingdom in the Hilltop, he took away like half of them. Just their supplies. Now imagine Team Star Labs or Team Flash has like being forced to do this. Maybe that's why they're doing this guy here. Maybe this guy is Negan as he beats Team Flash, but says that they're going to give the Team Flash is going to give him half of the supplies they need, like weapons, armory, technology, etc. And let's be honest, this kind of a storyline actually would work pretty well in this show. Team Flash has to stop crimes, but they use their technology. But what if they can't? They have to then be very stressed about what if there's a villain who takes away half of their supplies and equipment, and they have to just take down crime without it. It makes it more human, it works a lot better. It actually would work quite well, a lot. So the third villain I have is P. Anderson. Now in the Walking Dead comics, he's a Alexandria safe zone resident who physically abuses his wife. So maybe could be Pete. Maybe because Barry constantly gets involved in his beatings and and maybe Barry gets involved with P. Like P's constantly, abusing his wife. Barry steps in to help his wife. This leads to a conflict to both Barry and Pete. And this is where Pete can't take in his obsession and insanity with the Flash, or Barry Allen, and drives him more and him insane. Worse begins when this Black Reverse Flasher that's capable of taking down Barry Allen, or possibly killing him. So those are 3 Walking Dead villains that to me would work perfectly for Flash suit. At least the next couple of episodes. Now let's go on to the Marvel Universe. So starting out, because we already had Ghost Rider on the show with Deathstorm, I'm not going to mention Ghost Rider. So maybe this Black Reverse Flash is Quicksilver. Now, according to DC Comics Arrowverse, the name of this Black Reverse Flash is NRF. Now, when you watch the Deathstorm arc, Deathstorm was very similar to Ghost Rider. They had, instead of sins like Ghost Rider, it's grief. He also just, not because of the design, but because of that part alone, made him very similar to Ghost Rider, in my opinion. They're doing something similar with this guy. Maybe this guy is Quicksilver. Maybe this guy has the Speed Force, Sage Force, Strength Force, and Still Force, as well as negative counterparts. Negative Sage Force, negative Still Force, negative Strength Force, negative Speed Force. What they're doing is that maybe the NRF is the name for this film. And because Quicksilver is a Marvel character, like Deathstorm, they use the name Deathstorm, but in reality, he's more Ghost Rider than Deathstorm. They're doing the same thing here, where NRF is going to be the name for Quicksilver, because obviously Quicksilver is Marvel. Maybe that's my theory. Now, this guy could also be the Punisher. The Punisher. The reason I say the Punisher is because of this. Punisher was very similar to Oliver Queen in season 1. So maybe if Barry meets the Punisher, he's going to remind him a lot how brutal Oliver was, or how Oliver told him about his stories in season 1, how he was affected by that. And Barry has to deal with it, deal with this Punisher-like character. Now, it's similar to a friend of his, so automatically this could be interesting to watch. Now, let's go into the DC Universe. As I stated, I don't think there's going to be, I actually don't think it's anybody in DC that this guy is. Some people say it's Daniel West. I don't think it's Daniel West, in my opinion. I just find it harder and harder for me to believe that they're doing something similar. They might make a suit similar to his, but I don't think they're using Daniel West. So another thing I should also mention, I mean, there isn't really a DC villain or a Flash villain like this. I mean, there are a few. I think there's a villain named Dark Matter that has a similar suit, but I don't think they're pulling that off. So overall, who do I think is the more likely out of Quicksilver, the Punisher, Thomas Richards, P. Anderson, and Negan? I think Quicksilver is the more likely one Because according to candid graphs, this is essentially the same scene that we saw in season 7 where Barry defeated Dawn, just Dawn is going to be buried. Or this guy is being buried. So in my opinion, what they're doing is doing similar to The Walking Dead season 6 and season 7. The season 6 finale where they had Negan kill the cameraman, and season 7 revealed that Negan actually killed Glenn and Abraham. That's what I think they're pulling off. Maybe this Quicksilver guy kills 2 people of Team Flash. Like maybe he kills Joe and Caitlin. Lynn just didn't see it, but then in the season 9 premiere, they're gonna reveal, oh, this guy killed Joe and Caitlin. I mean, they could also just kill Allegra, because judging from how everybody is right now, nobody cares about Allegra. So, but that's all for time for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Good.